Hi, welcome and thank you for tuning in today and welcome to today's session. Today we're going to talk about one of the wonderful pages which was written by Robert Greene on adapting a generous spirit. Adapting a generous spirit. Let's try to understand on how he covers it and what can we do in order for us to stay generous in our spirit. We all carry with us traumas and hurts from early childhood. In our social life, as we get older, we accumulate disappointments. Most of them are often haunted by a sense of worthlessness, which turns out to be a great moment of doubt because you're trying to do everything you wanted to do based on the assumptions you have that you're trying your best. It could be you're trying your best in a worse direction. That is something you really need to question yourself before you're heading into what are you aiming at? What is your destination? Are you the destination which you disdain or you're aiming for is the right one to go? And how do you define that what is the right one or wrong one? Most of them we pick up the clues from the things where we come from, who influenced us from the childhood. I'm sure you are influenced by many people around you. It could be good or bad. It could be the family circumstances we come up from, and then what situations your parents going through, you must have seen it. And maybe there are certain things, triggers get you, okay, that's what I wanted, so that I don't want to suffer like my parents are suffering, or else they're driven by the motivation. If most likely comes from highly successful people. If you really connect the dots from their childhood upbringing, you may find that they all come from most of the time, the traumas of the financial concerns what the family had gone through, or is the suffering they had during their upbringing, and so on and so forth. So every one of us driven by a factor which strongly motivated from the childhood, which we really need to connect. And then maybe that's somehow right, but somehow it could be a negative circumstances you might be going through. So you really need to, as you get to a place where you can decide things on your own, once again, decide things on your own, what is right, what is wrong. At the same time, having a direction, taking that first steps towards it is very important. It could be the wrong direction, but while you're taking the steps, analyzing yourself from year from now, 2 years from now, hey, where do I want to go? Where am I? What is the gap between? Or maybe where am I heading to is the right place where I'm heading to. And I'm sure if you're open to the world of possibilities, you can understand that you will pick the right direction, even though the first 2 or 3 attempts you may go wrong. That's okay, because until you get into the direction, you may not see the destination, or else when you reach the destination realize that that's the wrong one. So it's very good what inspires us and what motivates us, and what is the underlying motive behind of whatever you're pursuing. It is something that you need to question very often to see that's not getting into the wrong direction of your saying. So we all have a moment of a fear about ourselves and self-doubt that makes us maybe live miserable and getting to the addictions of maybe alcohol, drugs, and whatever form it may please you or pleasure makes you give you instant pleasures or instant gratification or instant sense of pleasure. But you wake up the next day morning, the pain is still there because you did not resolve the main concern. So you need to take the right medicines when you have problems. Alcohol and drugs is not always the answer. And then without we realizing, we assume the fearful and negative approaches towards the life. So all these are the causes, but then freedom really comes from being a generous spirit. It's choices you make towards yourself and towards others. By accepting people who they are, you're really accepting yourself, because you're not in a judging mode and you are seeing the person as it is, as who he is, and then you're listening to the person what they really have to say without you interfering or judging them because of the appearances they're going through, or appearances you assume that you are seeing through the words they're speaking to you. When you stop reacting for everything people say and do, you may get into the space of looking at the things from a distance and seeing the things as they really are rather than how you perceive to be. So understand the difference. Distance sometimes from the people and the places to observe for a long distance view to see how it is unfolding right in front of your eyes. Adapting a generous spirit also means giving a space for yourself. You need to have energy, stamina in order for you to achieve the greater things in your life. If you get caught up in a daily dramas of things which may or may not help you, will drain you all your energy and the strength, which will not help you for your higher purpose of whatever you're aiming at for you to achieve in your life. So having a generous spirit towards yourself first and towards other, and also stepping back towards a daily drama which goes without reacting, but response is something that you can do by thinking and analyzing. But reacting comes from an immediate aggression, the anger within you, and so on and so forth. So it's a great way to understand the human psychology. Slowly you can get into there. And the best way to get into the good source of library you have is wonderful books written by Robert Greene. And if you really take one topic at a time and try to absorb and try to just to read through the lines and then understand what is between them, can definitely help you to understand the people around. Hey, let me tell you something. If you want to be successful or you want to be unsuccessful, you want to reach the great heights or you want to stay where you are, everything involves and everything comes to one point, that how you interact with one and only people. People. You really need to understand the human psychology. You need to understand the people, how they act, how they react. Are you able to listen? So there are so many things that you may not. I mean, I'm discovering every day something new that which I can, so that I could have learned more bit about myself, not about others. So every day you discovered something within yourself. When you discover a lot about yourself, obviously you're going to discover many things around the people with the interactions, because this is very important for you to succeed, for us to succeed in our daily interactions. The people are more. Imagine there is, out of 7 billion people, there is no one existed today other than you. What would you do? There's nothing. There is no development for you. You're going to probably grab something what you can eat on the way, and then you're going to die. You're not going to develop yourself in a bigger way. The people are a blessing in our life, in a good or bad ways, because they will tell us how to live our life. If you take that sportive way, you definitely will succeed. Every bad interaction is a wonderful interaction for you, what not to do in your future with the people you're going to interact. Thanks for watching. I think it took a little longer than expected, but I hope that made sense, and then I hope that will help you for you to understand. Having a generous spirit is very important. Understanding the human psychology and getting in touch with the people and understanding how people behave, what are the motives, and what we can learn from those, so that we can stay intact with our daily interactions with the people, so that you can achieve the best of yourself and achieve the greatest things that you can aim for. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.